I recently hit 300 subscribers, and that feels really good. So to anybody who's subscribed to the channel, commented or liked a video, thank you, I really appreciate it. I remember when I was about 10 years old and my dad would go on business trips, I'd take his, little camera and I'd go out and I'd film just about anything. A couple of weeks ago, I got to take a step towards that childhood dream in building this own place for me to make my own videos. And my friend Ryan, who's a craftsman who lives in the neighborhood, we planned, after speaking, we planned on converting one of the rooms in my house into like an in-house studio. The concern I had was, I had recently made a video on going out and trying to search for better weather. And when I was editing that video, what should have taken me 4 hours ended up taking me like 4 days just to try and power my way through it because the computer was getting pretty bogged down with the file sizes. So ultimately what I did was I ended up buying the most awesome computer you can get, which is sitting right behind me. It's the iMac Pro. It's not like this is just one little investment that I quickly made, and I had just purchased a paramotor, but since I was in pursuit of this childhood dream, I figured what better time than now to see if I can find an affordable way to renovate one of the rooms in my home and build it into an editing suite / home studio. One of the traditional lighting setups is to have a light directly over you. That way it can create a separation from the subject to the background. It may seem like a little excessive, but at the same time, one of my passions is filming, so I wanted to get it done right, and this is my space, so I decided to make it my own. I had been snooping around on Ryan's Facebook page and I stumbled across one of his past projects, which he designed and created this shiplap accent wall. And even though shiplap isn't really my cup of tea, if you will, I wanted the wall to fit more of my style. So I had seen some photos on Pinterest and I decided I wanted a barnwood accent wall. And the downside is that barnwood is extremely expensive. That shit ain't happening. So instead, I jumped on my paramotor and I just started scouring the deserts of Texas and New Mexico.
I see wood. Let's go find some wood.
I got pretty lucky. I found a few piles of just old barnwood looking wood. So I took a mental note of it, and when I got back, I landed, I jumped in my truck and I cruised on out, threw it in the truck bed, brought it back here, and then the real work began, which was preparing the wood to get it as nice looking as it ended up turning out. There were screws, nails, the boards were warped, they were split. Oh man, my neighbors probably did not like me very much this last week. I am all country with a touch of technology. I wanted to contrast this barnwood wall with a super modern floating white desk, and couldn't really find one, didn't have the money to buy one online even if they did have one available. But Ryan, being as handy dandy as he is, was able to fabricate one out of some MDF, which is like a very fine particle board that can be polished down if done correctly. You paint it, you sand it, you paint it, you sand it, and then you put a nice clear coat on it, and it can look as smooth as a nice auto body paint job. The idea was to get it that glossy white so that it resembles that of like an Apple product, since I use Apple computers when I edit my videos. And originally Ryan had fabricated some custom, because we had gone to the hardware store and we looked at some L brackets, and they just weren't going to cut the mustard when it came to holding the weight. And it may hold the weight, but when you're working with so much money on top of your desk, you want to make sure that your investment isn't going to go crashing to the floor, literally. And so we found some metal, we cut it down and made some custom brackets that go directly into the beams. And the cool thing is that everything, to include the beams, all the wiring, all of that is just tucked into the wall. So it's a very clean setup in here. Should make for some the ability to whip out some videos pretty quick. Truth be told, Ryan did the majority of the work. I wish I could take more credit for it, but it really was him. And Ryan is super enthusiastic about, you know, getting into paramotoring himself. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions about video production, paramotoring, anything about how the job was done or how I edit my videos, be sure to drop a comment. Let me know if you liked the video. If you did like the video, go ahead and hit that like button. It does me a good feeling. Thank you all for getting me to over that 350 subscriber mark. That felt really good. And I hope to keep putting out good content that you guys can enjoy in the future. Until next time, out.